Bruh, holy hell. This game looks beautiful.
Odds are good you've seen Mario stomp a Goomba or kick a Koopa shell before, but you might not have seen him punch a giant lady riding a floating banana right in the shins.
He punched a lady, what?
Super Mario RPG is easily one of the quirkiest adventures the mustachioed plumber has ever been on.
Game looks nice and colorful.
A standout when Final Fantasy developer Square first released it nearly 3 decades ago. Its 2023 remake is an incredibly faithful recreation of that already awesome RPG, with a fresh coat of paint and some small.
There's better be a 2-time speed button.
Those changes can't completely shake off 27 years of dust, but they do provide.
Probably won't give one. Nintendo's troll.
Like me to revisit this classic, while also letting new folk better enjoy just how wild it is firsthand.
Budokai 4 needs to save us. We're not gonna see any Budokai till January.
This entertaining story kicks off with Mario
unless it's at the Game Awards, but I highly doubt it. Yo, you are too big to be on that.
But before they can return home, a giant sword with a face crashes through the castle roof and sends all 3 of them flying.
Banda essentially chopped up Storm 1 to 4 instead of mid-story around.
Fight lots of living weapons up to
I don't know, bro. I was hoping at least the original story would be good.
The Mushroom Kingdom.
But if it's as mediocre and predictable as he said,
long tail taking me just about 12 hours to finish, though I've done so
a 12-hour game.
Nintendo, but the writing is so consistently funny and often off the wall that this essentially unchanged script still had me frequently laughing out loud.
Small Mario looks hilarious.
Super Mario RPG's turn-based
He's almost as tall as Toad.
Straightforward, pitting you against all sorts of weird and creative enemies, from your standard Mario monsters like Goombas to the skeletal corpse of a mastodon that has literally zero explanation. It fuses timing-based button prompts into your other
music sounds good.
Basic attacks and resource-limited spells.
It's Mario RPG, yeah.
Boost for a well-timed A-press on offense.
This game comes out this week. Mario is better than Storm.
This
game looks good. Yeah, I mean it's Mario RPG. I hope it looks good.
So many games that came after it, from Paper Mario to the South Park RPG.
It's one of the only few things Nintendo doesn't half-ass. They're Mario games.
Very fun. Combat is also borderline.
Those are their console sellers.
A lot of the time, sending you into super easy fights just as quickly as you're likely to finish them.
I hope there's a difficulty.
The really interesting encounters are reserved for a
slider or something.
Inventive bosses.
You just eat them?
Include a strange sort of dog monster that creates clones of your party members.
Oh wow!
A living bow who cleverly disables buttons on your controller to prevent specific types of moves.
What?
They still don't usually pose much
That's so
of a threat,
troll.
but boss gimmicks like this shake up battles nicely. Combat is also the place this remake has been altered most substantially. Button timings now give a bigger bonus.
Zelda's half-ass any of their new IPs or bestsellers? Yeah, they don't half-ass those.
That
well, I mean, Zelda's 30 FPS, but like that's the system, I'd say, not the game.
Together well-timed presses also fills up a gauge to use on powerful new triple moves, each of which comes with an awesome 3D cutscene.
Oh, this is cool.
These updates don't necessarily make the combat feel as modern or as deep as many of the games inspired by the original, but they do help breathe fresh life into a system that needed a little bit by now. One part of that system that's still a ton of fun is its varied selection of weapons. Rather than only being a statistical increase, new weapons also alter attack animations, and as a result, attack timings. Mario could kick a Koopa shell or smash baddies with a hammer, while the lovable Mallow can go from swinging.
Damn, it's not like Mario and Luigi though, unfortunately.
Bowser, who
like the cool power options and stuff you can do mid-fight,
and Princess Peach herself,
and like timings with the skills.
Option, a glove that lets him hurl
like kicking the Koopa shell and timing it to keep getting more hits and stuff.
Each time I switched weapons, I had to retrain my muscle memory, which is made easier here by a.
I wish it took more inspiration from Mario and Luigi's.
Timing of each newly encountered move until you
game looks boring. It's probably because you don't like turn-based games.
The extremely amusing weapon system, however, is that you don't have much control over it. There are plenty of fun optional tasks to do.
I just hope there's a difficulty slider.
But this is generally
because I don't want the game to be too easy.
Weapon you find will
Mario, so it might.
Statistically better than the last.
What's the price? It's Nintendo. You know the price.
That's true of your defensive items too, leaving the RPG part of Super Mario RPG.
It's Nintendo. You know the price.
Thin, as you don't really customize your characters much past a single accessory slot.
Do you get the free headless?
Instead, the lifeblood of this campaign is its variety. It's easy to enjoy some fairly simple combat and progression when you're never in the same setting.
What is the stage?
Ever come near getting bored. You'll jump from classic Mario sewers to a ghost-filled sunken pirate ship, from a minigame where you're barreling down a waterfall collecting coins, to one where you're running up a hill trying to save Princess Peach.
What the heck?
From fighting a crazed bomb person to a living wedding cake. This world could have so easily crumbled into a hodgepodge of disparate ideas, but instead they come together to make a strangely coherent and delightfully unique whole.
It's $60, yeah.
Especially when you occasionally
It probably won't even be 60, it might be 70.
It's still a Mario game. Like, here's Mario having to be held back from punching a literal child.
What?
It's incredible stuff.
Okay. You about to punch a child, excuse me?
Super Mario RPG's new 3D graphics are impressively faithful to
the game looks beautiful.
Rendered 3D art style. And the resulting look is, I don't know, it's fine? I don't mean to undersell it, it can look quite nice, especially in its super cool new cutscenes. But I can't help but feel like some of the original's personality has been lost in the translation here. Models and environments are updated almost one-to-one, leaving them looking shiny and new, but removing some of the charm the lo-fi pre-rendered.
God damn, this game looks ugly.
Had. When I look at other Switch remakes like
It looks ugly.
Awakening or Live Alive, I end up wishing this one had found a bit of its own flavor inspired by that Super Nintendo look, rather than just making the closest approximation it could manage. One area that has been masterfully modernized, however, is
sound
the
player.
soundtrack. Super Mario RPG's music has been burned into my brain since childhood, and these new takes on those songs are absolutely great. They're perfectly reverent while adding impressive layers of instrumentation and nuance, capturing their spirits while bringing something new to the table in the exact way I wished.
Yeah, I got a few cool skill gimmicks, just a few. Oh my lord, I've heard this song so many times. That sounds good.
And speaking of new, this isn't just the adventure oldies like me might remember.
There's no anything but make a Spotify account and post music. It's so annoying. And then when you try and when channels upload them to YouTube, since they don't make a Spotify or nothing, they get their channels taken down. It's so stupid.
Avoiding showing any specific spoilers.
Something's wrong with Nintendo, I swear to God.
Clever twists on certain fights that require
actually something wrong with them.
The combat system and its various mechanics in a way I appreciate.
So everybody just downloads their music.
Well-designed encounters hadn't been saved exclusively for an.
Can't take it down there, huh?
But I like that the added difficulty is there for those.
Injustice 2 has more online features and Stone Connections. It's $20 less. Oh hell no.
Monster list to fill out with check marks and funny little quotes for every enemy you manage to successfully time Mallow's thought peak ability on, giving me a complete.
Let's do a Japanese copyright.
So
annoying.
However, about a third of the way through the campaign, the menu started suffering from some seriously unexpected frame rate drops. I didn't really run into any technical issues besides this, and it's a little hard to see here, but it was obnoxious enough that managing my party, checking my items, or revisiting all those silly quotes I had collected could feel like a bit of a chore.
Plan on playing Anime Showdown when it releases, obviously.
Switch still can't get here soon enough.
Verdict.
Super Mario RPG is considered a classic for a reason, and this wonderfully faithful remake makes it easy for anyone who missed it in the Super Nintendo era to see why. It's unabashedly odd, reveling in the unexpected with writing that constantly had me bursting out laughing. Its turn-based combat is fairly simple outside of its very clever boss fights, but it's also ultra satisfying to keep your timing string going even when you're plowing through pushovers. And while the updated graphics are equal parts pretty and sort of weirdly unambitious,
coolest looking thing on this game to me is the graphics. The graphics look phenomenal.
Excellent music.
I like the art style.
Truly exceptional. Super Mario RPG already held up pretty well if you didn't mind a bit of dust on its systems, but now there's no excuse not to see why Mario's most unexpected adventure is still so beloved. For more Mario, check out our review of Super Mario
not bad. Cutscenes look amazing. Yeah, they look nice.
Combat with timing elements, our review of Thirsty Suitors. And for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.
Yeah, the game drops like next week or something like that. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's this week. I just don't remember.